Welcome to Fabulosity For You, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell, so when I upload videos, you will be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, relationship advice, and lifestyle. And if this is not your first time visiting my channel, well, welcome back, my queens, and welcome to the kings out there. And welcome to all of my new subs, and welcome back to my subs that have been with me. So today is Ratchet Wednesday. It's Ratchet Wednesday, and I will be doing the review of the 90-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After Season 8, Episode 19. And they all lived. Did they live happily ever after? We don't know. But they all lived. So before we begin, I just want to say that Angie will be doing a giveaway. I will be doing a giveaway when I reach 1,700 subscribers. When we get close to 1,700, I will be putting out the rules to the giveaway. I also will be doing another giveaway when I reach 2,000 subscribers. I will be giving away a jackpot. But the only way you can get into this giveaway is if you are a subscriber. So take time and subscribe to this channel, like this video, and give your girl Angie a comment in the comments below. So go get your drink of choice, go get your snack of choice, and come back and sit with your girl Angie. Text, email, call, stick a letter in a bottle, baby, and let everybody know that Angie is on the line. Okay, so I also want to tell you guys that Thursday I will be doing a fly fashion video, and Friday, instead of relationship advice, I will be doing celebrity gossip. So make sure you stay tuned to those two videos and make sure you check them out. And if you did not check out my videos last week, go check my videos out. They are very interesting. Very interesting. They're great videos. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. First on the list, we're going to talk about Lauren and Alex. So last week, Lauren told Spring It On the family that she wants her breast done. And so this week, Alex has put together a get-together with the friends so that everybody can see how his wife looks from the surgery. And really so that they can all tell her, girl, don't get no more surgery. So as soon as they come in, he's telling everybody, tell Lauren how great she looks. And everybody like, oh, you look so pretty. You look so pretty, Lauren. And she's sitting up there with her eyes blinking. Thank you. So they said, Lauren, how do you like your surgery? How do you like the effects after your surgery? And so she's like, well, pretty much I was liking it, but my breasts, I don't like my breasts. And so I'm thinking about getting my breasts done. And they was like, really? Why would you do that? She said, why wouldn't I if I don't like them? And so her friends were like, listen, I wish that you can see what we see. You're a beautiful woman. You're very pretty. You're gorgeous. You don't need any more surgery. And so one of the friends said, did you ever seek counseling for your body image issues? And she said no. And so Alex was like, well, you do have a friend that is a therapist. Why don't you give her some advice? Why don't you tell her that she shouldn't get any more surgery? And so the other friends were like, Lauren, you don't need any more surgery. You're fine. You need to get your mind together. You need to get help with that, not get surgery. And so the friend was like, that's the therapist, was like, well, I think that if she wants surgery, she needs to at least wait 2 years, and she needs to really figure out what is it that she wants. And I definitely think she needs to get some help on her body issues, body image issues. And so she's sitting there like this, blinking her eyes, swallowing as they're talking. I'm like, what in the world is wrong with this girl? And so she decides that she's going to take her husband out in the back and talk to him privately. And she was like, listen, I just wanted to pull you to the side because I just want you to know it's not about what you guys think. It's just that I don't like the breasts. They didn't come out. The fat didn't transfer the way it was supposed to. And I want to get that fixed. And he was like, listen, that's not what you need to do. You heard everybody say you need to talk to somebody about your body image issues. And you see how it caused so much problems in the relationship. And I'm just worried that you'll never be satisfied because of your condition. And that's going to take a toll on our marriage. And honey, she was and she blinking her eyes like she crazy. Oh my God. You know, if everybody is saying the same thing, girl, it's not them, it's you. You need to get some help. Go lay down on the couch and get some help. Especially when you know you have a problem. But we just have to wait and see what happens to this couple. And we're going to have to do that at the reunion because next week is the reunion. I am so excited. They're going to all be in the same home. It's going to be great. Okay, so next we are going to talk about Rob and Sophie. So last week, Rob tells Sophie that he's ready to call it quits. Sophie was, Rob. And so this week, that's how it ended. This week, she's still, Rob. So she runs out of the apartment to catch Rob because Rob had left, gets in the car, and she's having I forgot what it's called, but I think it's a panic. Yeah, she's having a panic attack. And he was like, why are you running in my car having a panic attack? What do you want to say? I just want to say that. Why? Why, Rob? What did I do, Rob? What did I do? And he said, take some deep breaths. I need some water. My throat. I have a throat infection because I'm so stressed because of you. So they get out the car. I feel so sorry for Rob. They get out the car and they go in the house and she's drinking her pop. And so he says, Sophie, you asked me to come back. I'm here. What is it that you want to say? And so she said, so what is this about? I mean, what did I do? And he said, what do you mean, what did you do? Just because I'm not wanting to live with you, just because I'm not there with you, I'm not there for a reason. I should have been the one breaking up with you. You're the one that treated me badly. And he said, listen, if you don't understand by now that it's not just one person that's wrong, that it takes two, I don't know what to tell you. So, you really got to do this, Rob? Well, get out. Get out. Go on, because I tried to give you a chance. I ran after you, and you still not wanting to work things out. Now, I just feel like Sophie is more upset that he broke up with her, honey. That's what it seems to me, because she kept saying that she should have been the one to break up with him. Now, what she's missing, what I've been saying all along, you can't just be gone from a house from your man like that and want to work it out. She's been gone for almost, I don't know, been over 2 months, probably close to 3 months. When she left this last time, she was only supposed to be gone for 4 days to think things out. And this girl didn't spend birthday with him, didn't call him when he got back. So what is that? And so she's very immature. I think Rob did the right thing. And I think she's more upset that he broke up with her, and now she's embarrassed. Because she feels like she should have been the one to break up. Again, a sign of immaturity. Rob is like tired. He's like, listen, he told her when he walked out the door, no, I don't want to work things out because all we doing is running in circles. Nothing is being solved. And he said when he got in the car, he's just drained from Sophie. All he wanted was just to be able to be in the same house with his wife, to work things out. That she doesn't get it. She still doesn't get it. And he's tired of waiting around. So I think this is a done deal. I think, as I said all season, that Sophie is very young and very immature. So I really don't think they're going to work it out, but I guess we have to wait and see what happens at the reunion. Okay, so next we're going to talk about Emily and Colby. Now, last week I left Emily and Colby out by mistake. And so I'm going to just say what happened last week really quickly. Emily and Colby, they tell their children they're taking them on an adventure, and it was actually to the doctor's office. And they got to see that Emily is pregnant, and the young boy was very excited. He wants a sister. And later that day, they go and they're afraid to talk to Emily's family because Emily's parents are ready for them to get up on out of their house. Okay, so they started talking last week, and so we're gonna continue with that for this week. So the parents are like, it's not that we're not excited that you guys are having another baby, because babies are blessings. The dad was like, and we are happy for you guys, but we're not happy that that you're starting another, you're raising another child in our household. And so Emily was like, well, I've already done the legwork. I mean, we're looking for a home. I'm the one that got approved. I'm the one that's looking for the house. We're the ones that going to look for houses. So what is it that you don't get that we want to get out of your house too? And so the daddy was like, well, I don't understand what's taking so long to find a house. And so she was like, because I want to find one that I'm happy to go home to, happy to be in. Now, her husband Colby is like, listen, the houses we saw, to me, look good. They look good enough for us to move in. And so the daddy was like, well, first of all, this is be a starter home. It's not the home you're going to have for the rest of your life. So I don't understand what's the problem. So Colby was like, listen, I made that promise. We're not going to have a third child in your house. And I mean that. And if that means we're going to rent someplace, then that's what we're going to do. And she was like, no, we're not. That's the reason we're here. So we don't have to rent. We stay here so that we can get a home. And her mama was like, well, y'all been here for 5 years? I almost fell out the bed. Mama was like, y'all done been here for 5 years. Y'all done had another baby in this home. How many more years is it going to take for you to move out the house? Mama was like, now, I don't want to be forced to have to give you guys an ultimatum. Honey, mama wasn't playing with nobody, and I don't blame them, because the whole family, they got other brothers and sisters that live in the house. They got a whole, I think she's the oldest, and she got a whole family living in the basement. That's a lot. Kids running around. Mama and daddy want some privacy sometimes. They constantly babysitting, listening to them having sex and babies. They was like, you got to go. Now, Kobe was cool with it. Well, yeah, I agree. We gonna get it. But Emily was getting insulted. She was like, wow, this is not the reaction I was expecting. I just gave some good news. I just said I'm having a baby. My children are happy about it. And then you guys are tripping with me. And honey, Emily couldn't understand it, honey. Emily was upset. Emily was like, listen. She was like, you guys are pissing me off. She ran out the house and said, you guys are pissing me off. You guys are pissing me off. I almost fell out. Girl, they want you to get out. If you got to rent or whatever you do, you got to go. And they tired of putting up with you and your husband in their home. And I mean, 5 years is a long time. So you have to give your kids tough love, honey, because if you don't, they will take advantage of your kindness and they'll never leave the house. Never. And so she said, you know, my hormones, I'm pregnant and my hormones, and I understand that they have done for us, but they don't have to come at us like that. I want to move. And I'm like, girl, just say I'm leaving, period. Period. I almost fell out listening to Emily act a fool. Because, honey, their parents was like, they wasn't backing down. They was like, y'all got to go. Good you having a baby, that's great, but not in my house. Not in our house. So next, we're going to talk about, that's all that happened with them. I heard they did buy a home on YouTube, so we'll have to wait and see about that at the reunion. So next we're going to talk about Thais and Patrick. So this week they're celebrating the baby's birthday, and Thais is doing the most, honey, for her baby birthday. And so Patrick had promised Thais that he was going to set boundaries with his father, and he was going to talk to him at the birthday party because they're leaving the next day. So Daddy came in with his wife, honey, and I could have sworn he had on a Prada shirt, honey, because I saw the triangle, upside down triangle on his shirt in the back. So I believe it looked like it was Prada that he had on. I do remember John was telling him in another video, hey, that's a mighty fancy shirt you got on. Look like it cost you a lot of money. And he was like, no, it didn't. And he was like, well, you asking all this money from Patrick and you able to dress nice. And I thought about that. And I'm like, is that a Prada shirt he have on? It was a slick shirt. And so Daddy was like, so you want to talk to me? You want to talk to me about what? And so Patrick took him to the side, and Patrick was like, yeah, I wanted to talk to you. And he was like, what killed me was when his dad said, I don't know why y'all had the party here. Y'all could have had it at the ranch. It would have been much better. They could have had it at the ranch if you wasn't asking them to do your landscaping and get your ranch painted in order for them to do it. That got on my nerve. And so he said, well, listen, growing up without a dad was really hard. And I don't know if you knew that. And it's hard for me to talk about the condo, because the condo meant something to me, because that's what you and I, we bond. And everybody, Thais and everybody saying, get rid of the condo. But I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. And so he said, well, I really think that it's our business. I'm your dad. And that's all that matters. And he said, no. I told my wife that I was going to talk to you. And he said, it was really hard not having a dad when you wasn't around. And honey, he was crying like he was like 8 years old. And it's just really amazing how you grew up really affects you as an adult. And the deep hurts you had as a child can hurt you today. And I think this is something that a lot of people can really resonate with if they were raised without a parent. And so the daddy was like, well, I didn't have no father, and I wanted to take a rock if I was in Brazil and close by, I would have grabbed the rock and I would have threw it at his daddy. Because that was very insensitive. You grew up without a father. And so he said, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. And the father, I mean, to me, he could have shown a little bit more compassion. But I do understand that older men, some of them don't show emotions like that. They just feel it on the inside. And so the dad did say he really did feel bad that he was not there for his son. And he said, and so I'm happy that we have bonded. And so I don't want to sell the place, but I'm going to have to set some boundaries. He was like, you can't ask me for money in advance. You can't ask me to pay two rents at a time. And I'm like, who do that? This man have on, it looked like a designer shirt, well groomed. He living on a ranch. He has a condo. I mean, Patrick Daddy don't scream broke to me. But you sitting up taking advantage of your son. And he was like, money don't mean nothing to me, Dad. It don't. I just want my father. And so he was like, it's okay. Just talk to me. Just talk to me. We don't have to do that. I don't have to ask. Just talk to me. He said, it's whether, we have a condo or not, I am still your father. Now, I was glad he did come through and say that. Like I said, excuse me, I think that, he felt emotional, but I just think he's just not the type to show emotions like that. And when he said that, it really made Patrick feel good. Patrick, I'm still your son. I'm happy to hear that. And I'm still your son. And the dad said, if he never seen his son cry and get so emotional, it does hurt him. And he told him, we can work on our relationship. You the only son I have. And so he said, son, let me have a hug. And I have to clap on that note because, number one, it's important for those that have been through that. A lot of us have. That parents should know, because he did say that this was the first time he talked to his father like that and shared his feelings. And his father did say he was sorry. And that's all sometimes people need, is to say, hey, to hear, I'm sorry. A lot of people should understand, I'm sorry goes a long way. It heals people. And that conversation was definitely necessary. I'm glad he had it. I'm glad he had the chance to tell his father how he felt. Because some of these fathers out here, when they're young, his father, I believe he said, was a truck driver, went from city to city. So, he living his best life. And, some people, it's how you raised. if your daddy wasn't there, if some people say when I have children, I'm gonna be there for my children. I'm not gonna be who my daddy was. I'm not gonna be who my mother was. And then you have some that do just what their parents did, and it could be from they didn't know no better, or hey, I didn't have a father, so why should he have a father? I didn't, and so I'm glad to see that he was the type of man that's gonna be there for his daughter. And usually when parents get older, that's when they want to come back and they want you to be the daddy and be having a relationship. And sometimes people don't get a chance to have second chances. So Patrick's father is very, very lucky to have Patrick as a son. I'm glad they worked it out. I'm glad Patrick set boundaries. And so he came to his wife and explained that, hey, everything went fine. His father said he was sorry. And he told his wife that he really loved her, because at the end of the day, when you are a wife or when you are a spouse, you don't just say, let your spouse do things that are wrong. You tell them how you feel. You be honest. Because his father was taking advantage of him. His father wasn't right. And Thais did not bite her tongue no matter how it made her husband feel, because he needed to not be taken advantage of. And when you love somebody, you be honest enough to tell them the truth. And what I like about Patrick is that he listened. And he set those boundaries, even though it was hard for him to do it. He decided he's going to keep the condo, but he set boundaries for his dad. Now, at the end of the day, Thais gave John his props. John came with the cake. John was the one that broke the ice with her dad and said how good of a man Patrick was. And John stood up to Patrick's father and was telling him, you're wrong. Get money from your son like that. Before you even sit down, can you do this? Can you do that? So I really don't like Patrick's father, but I'm glad that he did come through and say he was sorry. And so that ended on a good note. So next we're going to talk about Michael and Angela. So Michael and Angela was teaching Michael how to wash clothes. And so she was showing him how to do that. And she's happy that she has him to help around the house. It was Christmas Eve and they all had a nice Christmas Eve dinner. And Michael said this time, if he don't like the food, he's not going to spit it out. And so the kids asked him about how he likes the United States, what kind of Christmas did he have back at home, did they exchange gifts. And so Skylar asked, how do you like the United States? And he said, I do. I really love the United States. Well, I haven't seen you take pictures. Most people take pictures. So he went on and told her that Angela broke his phone, and so he can't take pictures. So she's like, Mama, why you break his phone? And so she said right now she didn't want to talk about it. The kids need to go to sleep, and because tomorrow was Christmas. When the kids went to sleep and everything, she did tell her what happened with the phone. And again, Skylar was like, Ma, you need to do something. I don't understand why you taking all of this from Michael. You could at least get a private detective and put everything out on the table so that you know. And she didn't really want to hear that. She was like, listen, I just want to enjoy my man, my husband. He haven't been in the United States. We've been separated for 7 years. I know it's a lot we got to talk through and work through. But right now, can I just have a few weeks and be delusional? So she said, okay, Mama. And she said, but I'm going to see that private detective. Give me a few weeks as long as you're going to go with me. And she said, okay, Mama. So They end up, this is weeks later, I think it's like 2 weeks later, they're driving in the car and they're going to a private detective. She tells Skylar that he's acting shady, that Michael is acting shady. He has a phone, I guess. She bought him a phone and she walked in on him and he like jumped out of his skin. And so she still is concerned about him leaving and just coming here to just leave her. Now, my thing is, you knew all of this information when you left, who he was, and you brought him here to the United States. After all that had happened, you brought him over to the United States. I honestly believe, of course, he's going to come here and he's going to leave her. He's 35 years old, if I'm not mistaken, and she's 58. I've been saying this all through this season. Why would Michael want her? For what? It's to get over to the United States. What 35-year-old man want to marry a 58-year-old woman? Not to say it's impossible, but usually she's a sugar mama. And when you're dealing with people from other countries, it's to get what? Their green card. So yes, he's going to leave her. But at the end of the day, he's taking a lot from her. So in my opinion, he earned his way over to the United States. She was dumb enough to bring him over, knowing doggone well you got to take care of him regardless if you get a divorce. Laws have changed. Laws are in place. They've been married 7 years. So they're not going to just ship him back unless he's, maybe if he's doing something illegal, but it's not going to happen right away. So she brought this man back. I would never have somebody I don't trust around my family, around my girls, and he's the man. Around my girls, all the grandchildren. But I want to have a sidebar and talk about Skylar. As I never talked about Skylar. Skylar got 5 children. They look like they all have different baby daddies. The house is a mess. I don't recall Skylar working. So why is Skylar not cleaning their house? Her kids look old enough to have chores. So I don't know why everybody got to clean the house, wash the clothes. Skylar is there. Skylar probably, she got the children. They look old enough where somebody could wash clothes. You teach your kids how to wash clothes. You teach your kids how to clean a house. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I just wanted to add that in there. Honey, I was 9 years old baking cakes, honey. So I don't understand. I was doing chores at 8 and 9 years old around the house. So I don't understand all them 5 kids and only Angela in there doing something. It don't look like nobody doing anything. A house shouldn't look like that. So they go to the private detective investigator, and she spills her guts about he's been here for 7 years and told him all the things that she learned about Michael and his phone, what he had on the phone about the group, the Paradise Men. And so after she did all of that, he was like, listen, I got lots of connections, even Nigeria. I'm going to find out the 411, honey, and I will get it back to you. So we just going to have to see what happens. I'm quite sure we're going to find out a lot. I can't wait. And I don't understand, like the man said, why you wait all this time? She knew. And then he even talked about a woman she saw in his phone, Cheetah. And Cheetah is somebody she think he's seeing too on the side. But he claimed he helping her husband get over to the United States. She said, how he doing all of that when he can't get over to the United States? She does have a point. She does have a point. So we just have to wait and see what happens with Angela and Michael at the reunion. Okay, so I do believe we have one other couple, and that's going to be the end. No, we have 2 couples. We're going to talk about Ashley and Manuel. I'm going to get through this pretty quickly. So, okay, so last week, Ashley had gathered her family and friends up for Manuel's birthday. It was determined that the money, he said, he spent it. So this week, she's like, what do you mean you spent the money? And he was like, yeah, I spent the money. I paid my bills. I had bills in Ecuador that needed to be paid. Just because you're not good with money, I see you spending your money on stuff you don't even need. I needed the money to pay my bills. And you paid them. Now, he was drunk, so he was sounding all tricked out. The family is just looking at him like they couldn't believe what they were hearing. She was also upset. And so he got upset and left. And so she was like, that's all you do is get up and go. And Mama was like, let him go. Let him go. So Ashley, he went on out, and Ashley was like, see, we had just said this just last night that we were going to be honest with each other. And he lied to me already. I don't know if I can deal with this man. I don't know if I want to stay with this man. This is absolutely crazy. He telling me I don't handle my business. When I say this, he ain't never missed a meal. Homeboy eating real good. No, lights ain't never been disconnected. His cell phone have never been cut off. So I'm paying bills. And then he's sitting up complaining because I have a student loan. But yeah, he didn't tell me nothing about the bills that he had over there in Ecuador, and sitting up taking my money to pay for it. And then lie about it. She said, let me get up and talk to this, see what's going on. And so she said, Manuel, what is going on? Why would you tell me? Why would you lie? So he basically said before she came outside that in confessional that he did lie to her, and he lied because he didn't think she'll notice the money's gone, and that he had bills to pay in Ecuador. If he didn't pay them, then his family would be responsible for them, and she don't do nothing but spend her money and waste her money. So hey, he took the money to pay his bills. So she comes down and she said, what's going on? Why did you lie? And he was like, I lied. I didn't think you would find out about it. And she said, but we just got finished crying. I cried with you. We cried. And we said we were going to be honest. It's not even about the money. And I'm like, girl, are you a fool? $1,000? It ought to be about the money. Because you done gave more than $1,000. You done had your mama send money to his family. And she said, it's about the trust. I can't trust you. And that's the problem. And so she said, listen, she said she knows she drunk, he drunk, just go. So she goes back in the restaurant and she tells her people that they cried together and he promised to be open with her. And the mama said, I think he spent that money and gave it to his ex-girlfriend. And I do too. We don't know what he done did so much lying. He has lied a lot. He has been really shady to me and not revealing things to his wife. And so I don't, Ashley really don't know what to believe. She acting like he paid up some bills. I say that he gave it to the ex-girlfriend. And I was saying that all along, because when that friend said the ex-girlfriend had been asking questions about him and he felt uncomfortable, that I felt like, and he was on the phone a lot, I just felt like he was talking to the ex-girlfriend, which is his baby mama. And that's where the money went. It meant to her. But we're going to have to find out, and we're going to have to see. Manuel got into the Uber, and he was like, listen, I done did all I could to come to here and start a family and be a husband. And she just keep criticizing me and don't really be knowing what's going on. And I just feel like I'm better off with my family in Ecuador. And I think you should go. I think he needs to go back home. He done used Emily. He done used Ashley enough. He need to go home. So that's how that ended. We have to wait for the tell-all to see exactly what is happening. Last but not least, we're going to talk about we are going to talk about Jasmine and Gino. So last week, Jasmine won the pageant, got into a fight with Gino later on because she just felt like Gino was not treating her right during the whole pageant event that he was criticizing her. So it ended last week. She asked Gino, did you send my visa papers off, my green card off? Yes or no? Did you send the paperwork? Yes or no? So this week, he's like, don't yes and no me. She said, I want to know. He said, listen, you told me you sent them off. He said, listen, I was 80% finished. I am 80% finished. Yes or no, Gino? No, I have not sent it off. And so she was pissed to the 10th power. She was like, Gino, how could you? How could you not do this? You have been in control of me. You want everything your way. You even have my visa. I can't even get my visa, my passport. Sorry. She said, I can't even get my passport. You have my passport. He said, listen, the only reason I have given you your passport is because you're going to lose it. And she was like, lose it? So I've been independent before I even know you. So why would I lose my passport? He said, listen, I'll give you your passport. She said, give me my passport and all of my documents. He said, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you your passport. If you lose it, you on your own. I'm going to give you your documents. In fact, I don't like your attitude. I don't like how you talking to me. Because at the end of the day, I am working on your papers. She said, you have quit your job so you can spend time with me. So you done had plenty of chances to sit up and do these papers. There's no excuse. He said, listen, I don't like how things going. And I will give you your paperwork. And you do your paperwork. And until I see that it's a change in our relationship, it's a change in your attitude, I'm not doing the paperwork. I'm not doing it. So she said, you fool, I need that paperwork. I need that paperwork because I need to see my children. That's why I need my visa. He went like this, I don't like how you talking to me. If you want to see your children, go see them. You can see them now. And she was like, in confessional, how dare he? He knows if I leave the country right now and go back and see my children, I have no paperwork. I cannot come back. How dare he? She was like, get out of here. He was like, I'm not going nowhere. I want you to get out. He said, you get out. Honey, she threw some flowers at him, and he threw the flowers back at her. Honey, she dragged her suitcase. She said, I'm not never coming back. And he said, bye. Honey, she went back down in her crown, and her gown, and her coat, and she went down to the front desk and said, my husband had a card on file. Can you put another room on there for me? And honey, she said, he used me. He played me. Oh yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Good for Gino. Gino got her, honey. Because how you think you're going to keep treating people like trash and think you're going to get over? She has been throwing her ex-boyfriends in his face. She has been lying to him about men and what she's done, but be on his butt on everything. She don't give a man a break. She threw a yogurt, I think it was a smoothie at him. She treats him like a dog, but you know what? He had a plan. He was like, oh, this woman using me, honey. She thinks she gonna treat me like a dog, and I'm gonna bring her children over and take care of her kids, and she don't want to have my baby. Then I don't need her. I don't need you, Khadijah. Gino played her. He played her to the 10th power. She got just what she deserved, honey. You got what you put in. At the end of the day, you got nada. You got nothing. You did not get your cards, your green card. He did not do your paperwork, baby, or your kids' paperwork. And see, he was trying to see, did she really mean about having a baby? Did she really mean all of this? She didn't. She can't even really have babies, is what she basically told him when she got here. So she was playing Gino, but she the one that got played, honey. I love it. I love it. I cannot wait to see what happens on the tell-all. But that's all I have. That's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to tune in on Thursday and Friday. I will be doing, once again, the Fly Fashions on Thursdays, and Friday I will be doing Celebrity Gossip. See you next time.